Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at property address 213C Northwest Forest Street. So this is building C, so 213C. Northwest Forest Street here in Hillsboro. We're located at the front of the building here. I describe everything as if you're standing, in this case, the parking lot area facing the front of the house. So we are in front of the right side unit from that orientation, dropping into a 4-inch ABS cleanout. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water's running, we are zeroed out, and off we go here. Transitioning pretty quick there over to cast iron. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if these are some kind of shared sewer line scenario. That's pretty common, this kind of setup. I can tell you this particular building shares a line. I'm right now running water from the far left side unit. I do that on purpose. That just tells me if you've got two separate branches of pipe or if they all tie together under the floor. And in this case, everything's tied together under the floor and the line exits the house as one line. The water flows from the left side unit to the right side unit, and then out it goes. Past a wipe. So one thing I will tell you about cast iron, it's actually a very solid pipe product. It lasts for a long time. It's very strong stuff. Its downside is its rough texture. Anytime you have renters in here, this doesn't go for the homeowner as well. You want to make sure that nobody's putting wipes down it. Flushable wipes are included in that category. They will snag up in cast iron like crazy, and they block really good. That rougher pipe wall really holds on to stuff effectively. Things don't break loose as easily in cast iron as they do in plastic, for instance. I'm hoping we get all the way out on this one. This one's got a tricky set of turns. We might hit a point here where we stop up. It's getting pretty tough to push the camera. Turned a little bit, a couple more fixtures on here. Once I get down to the point where every push we're only getting, a few inches at a time is where I stopped. We don't break the camera. This line has a lot of turns in it, and it doesn't help that we're also in cast iron, both of which create a lot of friction on the camera. The good thing is we're over 100 feet out right now. We've gone through a lot of sewer pipe so far. After doing 25,000 sewer scopes, what I can tell you is generally if we can't make it all the way, when you have a problem in a line that causes even semi-frequent recurring issues, you get a lot of evidence of it. You get buildup that's very obvious that blockages are happening. So far, I've not seen anything. Yeah, this is going to kill us right here. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's where we're going to stop there. One turn too many. So, and we may very well have gone past other Y connections coming in. We'll see how things look when the line drains out here. While things drain, I'm going to try and go locate the camera head. Alrighty, so I'll draw a little diagram on the report that gives you kind of a rough idea as to where we're stopping up here, but if you go stand out in the parking lot, in fact, in the parking space for this particular building, and you stand, basically right in the middle of the parking area, and you turn and you look at 213B, If you're looking at their far left unit for 213B, you go about 15 feet to the right of their front door, and then straight out from that spot in the parking area, that's where we're sitting right now. So we took kind of a roundabout way to get there. 107 feet out, if you were to just do that in a relatively straight, I mean, that should be putting us much further out. So I have a sneaking suspicion, we shall see, but we may start seeing tie-ins from other units here. It's kind of a convoluted configuration. A lot of times you get that. It's because the line's routed to pick up lines from other houses, but we'll see. Still have a little bit of water trickling through the line here, but if we have a shared line, I really don't have complete control over the water flow, honestly. I do what I can with the unit I'm working within, but a little bit of debris there. That thing will move on its way. There's zero buildup in and around that spot to begin with. I'm going to go kind of slow in a couple spots. There was a couple areas in here where it looked like there may have been some really minor standing water. Right here, for instance. About 87 feet here. Got a little bit of standing water dissipating off right around that where that turn is at. Keep in mind, water is still trickling through the sewer line too, which is going to exaggerate that to an extent. But you've got about a 1/4 inch of standing water there. No major buildup. You can see the pipe walls are clean. So around 82 to 87 feet. About a 1/4 inch of water. Maybe slightly more than that, but not by much. And it might be a sole line for this unit. I'm surprised I haven't seen tie-ins yet. But right now I'm having a hard time even picking up the camera. I'm almost wondering if the line shot underneath the unit adjacent to us. And that's not a totally uncommon thing when you have this kind of neighborhood like this. Seen that many times. Alright, so I finally figured out the line takes a little bit of a funky pathway. So it does a complete switchback on itself. So we are basically paralleling the front of the house, going all the way back across the front. When you get to about the front left corner of this unit is where the line turns to start shooting out into the parking lot. So I don't know if this used to be on some other type of sewer system, like a septic or cesspool, because you're draining the line from right to left and then completely flipping around and going right back the same direction the water just came from. So it's possible there was some other kind of system here at one point. That's why the line is configured this way. I'm not sure if that's the reason, but it would kind of make sense. Otherwise, you would expect the first 50, 60 feet of what we just looked at there is almost unnecessary. Under ideal circumstances, the line would drain from the right unit to the left unit and then pop out that unit there. So there's usually a reason why the line was set up this way, though. But that's a lot of the reason why we just can't get out. It's kind of an overly convoluted line, but sometimes that's just what you have to work with. Reversing the plumbing under a home is a very expensive thing to do, and anyway, what I would do is probably contact the HOA in here to find out how responsibility is divvied up, and to see if they can shed any light on whether the line becomes shared or not. But out of 107 feet of old pipe, I mean, the only gradation loss you have here is from 82 to 87 feet. That's a pretty nicely installed sewer line right there. Usually lines that are this length are very, very prone to settling problems. A little bit of exposed fern coat right here is what that is there, a little flap. You got some little thing poking out of it right there, which theoretically could be a root. My camera right now is upside down. This is actually at the bottom of the pipe. So being that it is as close proximity as it is, it's a spot, so I'm not seeing any buildup in this area. I don't see any signs that's ever caused a blockage, but it's a spot where it could happen, especially that piece of rubber there is actually in the flow line. My camera right now, again, is upside down. You still have a lot of room for things to get around it, but it's a spot where things could happen. That little thing sticking out of the joint there is really hard to say what it is. It could be a piece of root material. It could be debris that went down the sewer line, honestly, and got hung up in the joint there. You know what? That little thing there is not actually originating out of the joint. It's stuck on it. When I follow that little item back, it does not actually go to the pipe joint. So it's just debris. So it's one of those areas there where if a drain cleaner can come out and trim it back, great. Otherwise, I mean, I would recommend it be corrected. Let me see where this is at here really quick. Okay, so it's right where, if you go straight out from the clean out, I'll show this really quick. I'm not even going to put paint down just so it doesn't get on the concrete. It's extremely easy to figure out. They updated the plastic right up to the sidewalk edge. Let me show you here. It's about 2 foot 4 inches deep, and it is smack dab where the edge of the walkway starts here. If you go in a perfectly straight line away from that clean out. So there's the clean out access. Straight out right here where the concrete edge starts is where I'm locating that. 2 foot 4 inches deep. So I would recommend, if drain cleaning can be done and can trim that off there. I don't see any evidence the joint's exposed to the ground as it sits. So I don't think trimming that, if you use the right kind of equipment, will do much to affect the joint. Otherwise, I would recommend it be fixed, just so that doesn't obstruct the flow line. But again, as it sits right now, I'm not seeing evidence of blockages occurring. I would only expect to see a blockage occurring there, being that you still have about 3 inches of width left in the line there, which was still quite a lot, and about 4 inches of height. Most things are getting around it. It would be larger, more abusive items that could hang up there. So anyway, as it sits right now, all the cast iron pipe's intact, as is the ABS. Cast iron's in very fair condition for its age. Belly is way too minor in my opinion. Need repairs there at 82 to 87 feet. The line is so clean, I can't even recommend you do drain cleaning on it from a build-up standpoint. The only reason I'm recommending you try and drain clean it is see if you can trim that rubber flap out of there so you can avoid digging. Otherwise, line's functioning properly at this time to at least 107 feet with no indications of any flow problems ahead, as the line is extremely clean. Lines that back up on even semi-recurring basis or bases will tell you. You're going to see buildup throughout the line, especially at the top of the pipe and the sidewalls. Not there couldn't be something up ahead. Not saying that's not a possibility, some structural defect. But whatever it is, shows no signs of ever causing a problem if there is anything up ahead to begin with. Unfortunately, without any further clean out access, that's just as far as I can get here.